Hi, I'm Larissa Perez. Before I started working at West Music, I was an elementary music teacher for 21 years. Now, at West Music, I am a national sales consultant for books and curricula. I want to tell you a little bit about First Steps in Music for preschool and beyond. I used this curriculum for most of my teaching career, and I really appreciated so many things about it. When I first started using First Steps many years ago, it was based on traditional American folk songs and rhymes and Western art music. Over the years, it has evolved and been revised to include a global music repertoire. The curriculum is designed to prepare children to become lifelong musical humans and to help music teachers like you nurture a sense of wonder and a love of singing and dancing in the lives of future generations. In the First Steps book, there is a musical workout with 8 separate activities that focus on melody, rhythm, or movement, or some combination of those things. There's pitch exploration or vocal warm-ups, fragment singing, that's either echo songs or call and response songs, simple songs like Bounce High, Bounce Low, or Hop Old Squirrel, arioso, which is tunes that the children spontaneously make up, song tales like Rizzledy Rozzledy or A Fox Went Out on a Chilly Night, movement explorations or warm-ups, movement for form and expression, and beat motions. Ideally, all 8 of these activities are included into each lesson, but the musical workout can be modified according to whatever time constraints you might have in your classroom. One main thing that I really loved about using First Steps in Music was that 3 years of lessons were included in the curriculum book, and it's all laid out for you. You just plug in the songs and activities that you want to use. It really helped me take some of the decision making out of the lesson planning process. I loved using the supplemental books, like the Book of Echo Songs, and especially the Book of Movement Exploration, to give other options for me to plug into that musical workout. I posted a list on my wall of the 8 activities of the musical workout so that wherever I was in my classroom, I could see where we were in the lesson. And it helped jog my memory of whatever song was supposed to come next. Each portion of the workout can be expanded or modified based on the needs of your students. And each portion gives students opportunities to be creative and musical in a variety of ways. My students really loved the musical workout. They especially loved the song tales like Had a Little Rooster and Over in the Meadow. It was such an enjoyable experience for me to see the wonder on their faces as I sang these song tales to them. They loved the different movement exploration activities like pretending to move inside a bubble or the Shake, Shake, Freeze game. And they even loved moving expressively to classical music like Prokofiev or Brahms. Of course, they loved creating wooler coasters with their woo voices during the vocal exploration portion of the workout. There are a multitude of First Steps in Music resources, but my favorites are the illustrated song tale books, the Book of Movement Exploration, First Steps in Music with Orff-based, this is amazing, the Move It DVDs, and of course, the slide whistle, a must-have. I highly recommend any and all of the components of First Steps in Music. I loved using it in my classroom when I was a teacher, and I know that my students were more musical and expressive because of it. Can't wait to see how you use it in your room.
One of my favorite curricular resources for the classroom is Purposeful Pathways. There are 4 different books in this series, and Purposeful Pathways is a little bit different than kind of your standard curriculum book. It's not organized by grade level, it's organized by skills and concepts. So depending on if you're looking to work on a specific rhythm or specific melody or different things things like rhythm or literacy or ensemble playing or composition, you can find a wealth of different activities in here for multiple grade levels. This is book 1, but it does go all the way up to book 4, and the activities get more complex the higher up you go. I really love these books because they are great enhancements or additions to your existing curriculum if you're trying to reinforce a specific skill or concept, or maybe you just have longer class periods and you need more activities to fill out your time. These are such a great versatile tool to be able to add some of those different activities to your classroom while still being able to focus on specific concepts. One way I have used this book in the classroom is just that. I had a class that we really were trying to reinforce a rhythmic pattern, and so I found an activity that went along with that rhythmic pattern and added it to our regular rotation of activities, and it just helped us reinforce that. Purposeful Pathways also includes digital resources. So there are PowerPoint or Smartboard games and slides that you can use to help add that visual connection. My students really loved the different PowerPoint activities. They're very game-like, they're very fun to play, they're easy for a sub to run if you need substitute lesson plans. But the activities are really great. I love how they include different pathways, as they call them, for the activities like movement or literacy, ensemble playing, pitch. It's easy when you're adding them to your lesson plans to be able to connect them to different standards. So that's why I really like the Purposeful Pathways collection, whether you're brand new to the classroom and just looking for different activities or different resources, or if you have been teaching for a long time and just need something new to refresh your lesson plans. I really like the Purposeful Pathways collection.
Hi, my name is Liz Hartley and I'm one of the national sales consultants for West Music. I also was an elementary music teacher, so I have some experience with teaching kiddos music in the classroom. I'm here to tell you about one of my favorite resources in the world of curriculum, and that is the Gameplan series. Jeff and Randy are super well known for their collection of songs and lessons and for putting together this incredible resource, and so today I'm going to talk to you about it a little bit. To summarize Gameplan is a little challenging because it's an incredibly robust resource. But basically, it is a series of books that goes from kindergarten to 5th grade that outlines every single lesson for every single day with timestamps from day 1 of kindergarten to day 180 for 5th grade. So every single lesson is outlined clearly for you with how long those activities should take, depending on the length of your class, and it gives you absolutely every single thing. So just as the name suggests, it is a game plan so that you know what you're doing when you walk into your classroom. The way that I used Gameplan in my classroom started a lot more literally than it did when I was towards the end of my career in the classroom. The beginning of my career, this resource got recommended to me by my mentor, and it was a lifesaver. I used it like a script. I followed those lessons exactly because I knew that I was leaning on some of the greats. As I became more experienced, I started picking and choosing those lessons based on where I was in my own curriculum and sticking them in with my other stuff. And that's what I really liked about it. What my students loved about the Gameplan curriculum was that it included really classic songs. Acabacca Soda Cracker, Hop Old Squirrel, classic songs that are steeped in the Schulwerk that really give kids an opportunity to create and sing and play and engage in active music making in your classroom. The Gameplan series is based on an ORF approach to music education, and it's done so in a really accessible way. So if you're a young teacher who is new to ORF Schulwerk and you want to get your feet wet but don't know where to start, these lessons are outlined for you, and they're gonna include those classic songs that you hear at a workshop, at a national convention, at an ORF level. So you're gonna be familiar with those, and you're gonna have lessons to support them. Gameplan gave me a slew of visuals in Smartboard form or PowerPoint form. There are also manipulatives that you can either purchase alongside your books or you can make yourself. Those pictures are in the back of the book. Tons of ways to assess your students quickly and easily, and just a really thoughtful approach for a music teacher who does not have the time to create a curriculum of their own, because most of us weren't given one. I can't recommend Gameplan enough. I loved it so much in my own classroom. My students loved it too, and I can't wait to see what you do with your own students. Have a fabulous year.